Oh, there we go. That could be the trick. There's always an extra button that you always forget to press, and is the button that controls everything, right? Like you press every other button, you're like, okay, I got everything on. But the main switch is always off for some dumb
Dave is
reason.
here tonight.
He is, and there was a miracle. There's a miracle.
He was snuggling with
Wait,
Maui.
well, snuggling is maybe not the correct word.
They were
There was
beside each
maybe
other.
inches between them, like maybe I'd say 5 inches, which is the closest they've ever been without going.
Well, no,
He's been, yeah.
Maui's never
Maui's
hissing.
never hisses at
Yeah.
him, but it was amazing. Nick's like, come over here now. And I walk into the bedroom and I'm like, oh, I even got a video of it. I'll have to post it in the, I'll post it in the Kickstart group so you can all see it because
So
it
we
was
are
pretty
here.
cute.
It's Sunday night. We're here for a Sunday chat, but before, as always, we'll do a bit of updates before we bring on our special guest, Dr. Naomi Hall.
So excited to have
And so first is
Naomi
our
here with us.
so first let's talk about our week. So this week was a weird week for us because came back from Costa Rica. You know, we kind of our bodies had to readjust back to regular
Yeah,
routine. We couldn't teach step because we were just not feeling the best.
exhausted.
We're actually tired tonight, so we're going to bed really early again tonight because we're exhausted. But other than that, we did really well. So
We did.
when we were in Costa Rica, we gained some weight as we shared with everybody, but we've actually kind of lost all of it already. We're back to our pre Costa Rica weight and a
And
bit.
we know realistically that doesn't always happen that way, but
We were careful.
we were very careful. We came back. We really watched what we were eating. We realized we weren't drinking anymore. Well, at least I wasn't drinking anymore. Nick barely drank, as we all know.
Yes, I barely drank.
But it was still a great week. We were still able to keep things, and you know what? I think it is too, kept a positive mindset. I think that really has the biggest impact on us, right? Instead of telling us, oh my God, well, we're just getting back from vacation and we ate everything we wanted while there. Why don't we just keep doing it while we're at home? And no, we did not have that. We said, you know what? We committed to these 10 things. We committed to making this journey our own. And if we're committing to it, let's just keep going, right?
Exactly.
So again, that whole mentality, we talked about it on Thursday about not thinking that, oh, well, I fell off the wagon or I fell off this. No, there's no such thing. We're always on it. It might be slowed down a little bit. It might be paused actually. You might not, you didn't fall off, but you might just be at a standstill. So I think that's another thing that we've really come to terms with and realize that even just thinking that way makes a huge difference. Just thinking that way makes a huge difference.
So another few announcements that we have for today is Bougie Mama. We were on there this weekend. Oh, the first issue is there's Facebook is having a lot of problems.
Yes,
Every post in the Kickstart group is appearing as spam
spam.
for whoever, anyone who's posting. So
So
all
it's
week
not us.
we can't
We have
control it.
no idea why Facebook is doing this.
We have no clue. And so everybody's posts are doing this. So if you're posting and things aren't going up, we are looking eventually and approving them and letting them go. It's just, we're really busy all weekend and we couldn't keep up. But we'll keep trying to keep those going. I've been checking quite regularly since we got home to make sure, and I've been trying to click some things to fix some things around.
I know a few people reached out to me personally saying, "Hey, what's going on?" And I was like, "I have no clue. We apologize for that, unfortunately."
Yeah,
But you know all how Facebook can sometimes
they
be.
just change things, and
Yeah, and don't tell you,
yeah,
just like Zoom.
yeah, yeah. So, Bougie Mama's weekend was amazing.
Oh my God! So we was the very first official bougie mama ever.
Yes. So as you all know, we do a lot of rustic mama retreats. We actually, for those of you who've never done them, it's retreats at summer camps. They're run for women at the summer camps, so women come together, and then there's different sessions, different activities that we get to do together, and it's a lot of fun. So we usually participate in those, and we actually gave the idea to the owner Jen to do a bougie mama retreat.
Who you will all be meeting in a couple of
Yes.
weeks.
And
She's
what that
coming
is,
here on a Sunday night with us.
it was at an inn this time. There was an indoor pool. It was very picturesque. We took a lot of photos. We'll be posting them this week, and actually, I'll be writing a blog about the weekend. So
And there's a TikTok to come along, of
yeah,
course. There's always
yeah.
a
So you'll
TikTok.
see what happened on the weekend, but it was a lot of fun. We had about 37 women all joined together at this inn in Halliburton. It was cozy. It was snowy. There was a lot of snow up
A
there.
lot of snow.
And let's just say today on the way home, we had to help someone get their car unstuck. So
Yeah.
we worked extra hard, worked out extra hard today by pushing a car.
We figured out how to push a car up a hill around
Yeah.
the corner, and we were doing it in running shoes,
Yeah.
oddly enough.
We also got to do this weekend. We both got to teach people how to play cribbage.
Yeah, we taught people how to play crib for the first time. We've played it for years, but
Yeah.
we never really taught anyone how to do it, and they were pros by the
Yeah.
end of it.
We also went on a hike.
Mhm.
Yes, Jean-Luc and Nick went outside
In
in
the
the
cold.
cold.
Yeah, that was rare, but we did it for 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes, 50 people,
Not
not 15.
15, 50.
50.
We also did an aqua step class this morning. So we taught step in water. Our first time doing that. It was a lot of fun. So these are the kind of things that will happen at Bougie Mama retreats. People got to make some icing cookies. There was a treasure hunt on Friday night. We got to
It
run
was
around.
a movie treasure hunt.
Yeah, it was fun. We had a great time. The food was really good.
Mhm.
We came home this afternoon. The laundry's being washed right now because that's what
We
happens when you
have
come
an
home.
overnight guest coming. Actually, I don't know exactly what time she'll be here, but as
Yeah.
a friend of a friend, someone we actually met, Linda from the West Coast. She's heading to Quebec, and she's like, "Do you guys mind if I crash over at your place tonight or tomorrow night?" Tonight, actually, because she's leaving in the morning. We're like, "Sure." So she's going to get here at some point this evening.
That's also one of the reasons we canceled step tomorrow morning.
Mhm.
We are both tired from the weekend. I went to bed early last night, but Mr. Him didn't go to bed
It was
early.
1:30. It was pretty early compared to all the other people that stayed out till
Who was
5
so
a.m.
tired that they had to nap on the car ride
I
home?
napped on the way home, and I do not feel guilty about it one bit.
So
And
he's
I even
tired.
snored.
Yes, he did. So he's tired tonight. So yes, we will be going to bed early tonight because we're both need to rest, and we'll be canceling step tomorrow morning, which you guys already got the message for those who signed up. But we'll be doing step tomorrow evening, and then our schedule continues for the rest
Yeah.
of the week.
And
Uh,
we have made this decision. We'd said it before, but we keep forgetting. Whenever we're going away for a weekend going forward, the Monday morning class will be canceled.
Yeah.
Because we have to take care of ourselves.
yeah,
We
if you're
can't we
tired,
can't
it's
expect ourselves to always be on the go,
yeah.
right? It's just not normal. It's not right. And we're the only ones that can monitor that. Nobody else can monitor it for us. So
So if anybody's interested in doing a Bougie Mama retreat, there is another
Mhm.
one coming up on Mother's Day. So if you want to gift a mother in your life, it's a fun weekend.
Or tell your children to gift it to you.
Yes. So on Mother's Day, May 9th to 11th, we're going to be at Egan Ridge Resort in Kawartha Lakes. So it's the next Bougie Mama retreat. It's going to be so much fun. So we're going to send some information via email the next few weeks for those of you interested. Or if you want to do a rustic mama retreats, we're going to a lot of them because this is as high as the volume is, everybody. Sorry. This is what Zoom's doing. I can't control. There's nothing else I can do.
We're as loud as we can be this
Yes.
evening, unfortunately.
Another update is our stats were updated today. So for those of you who went to the website, our stats were updated. 64 Diamond members. I mean, 64 of you have submitted all of your trackers for the last 4 weeks. And we've also lost 296 pounds since we've actually started Kickstart. So 296 pounds is the amount of weight that we've lost as a group. So those of you, of course, that have provided your weight is those of you who provide your weight are the ones who are going to see the actual weight loss. But if you haven't provided your weight, this is the people who actually submitted it.
Yeah.
So on that note, we also want to bring up some attention to the things happening this week.
Yes. So again, tomorrow night, there are a lot more chats than normal this week. There's an extra chat tomorrow evening. So we have tomorrow night with us, we have Joanne Domenico, who's going to be talking about 10 tips for building healthy habits that stick. Then on Tuesday night, we have Angel Trusky about, she'll be talking about positivity, and it's all in for all of us. And then on Thursday night, I'm in the kitchen again, and I'll be making chicken or tofu parmesan with a side of cauliflower Alfredo. So look forward to seeing you all at these sessions this week with us if you're able to make it. But as we know, if you can't, they're all recorded, they're all on the website. So you really never miss a thing.
Exactly. So on that note, we're ready to introduce our special guest, Dr. Naomi Hall, to our Sunday chat. Dr. Naomi is a veteran educator for 20 years with 20 years of experience in roles ranging from classroom teacher to district administrator to consultant. Having personally faced burnout and extreme stress, she knows exactly how overwhelming it can be, and more importantly, how to come back from it, from stress, that is.
So, through practical and actionable strategies, Dr. Naomi helps professionals take back control of their life by building effective stress management habits. Who doesn't want an effective stress management habit, right? And I'm sure there's more habits, not just one, multiple habits. And so she supports her clients through stress management coaching and also as a partner with the BODI, the body helping them create a solid foundation of healthy habits that combat stress and burnout. And who has not had a burnout before? I'm sure all of us have burnt out in some way or another. So she works with individuals looking to love their life and career again, right? So, meaning, a lot of us maybe are at that point in our career where, like, maybe I should be looking for something else. But no, maybe you could just fall back in love with what you're already doing and not have to start over again. So, we are so excited to have her with us. If you've ever felt stressed or overwhelmed or completely burnt out, this conversation you will not want to miss it whatsoever. So let's give a warm welcome to Dr. Naomi Hall.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Thanks for being here with us. We were really excited.
Yeah, I am. And I apologize. I have been sick on the couch since Thursday. So my voice is not what it usually is, but I have my cough drops and my tea and we'll do our best.
Ours either. So people are saying it's distorted. It's actually
because
our
of the
voice.
weekend.
It's our voices are distorted.
Yeah,
it's
just
having to do
us,
with the mic.
folks.
Yeah, it's just us.
All right. And I can share my screen. Awesome. So I often say when I talk about what I do that I don't teach any really earth-shattering information about stress and burnout because I teach healthy foundations. But what I do that's different is I help you work with your brain, which is what we're really focusing on tonight, is how you can work with your brain to create effective change. And so that's what we're going to go through. That's what's unique about what I do, because I help you make those changes effectively. So you already heard a little bit about me. I am the founder of NRH Dynamic Holdings. I am a stress and burnout coach. That is the focus of what I do. People are like, are you a life coach? I'm like, well, kind of, yeah, but my focus is really on stress and burnout, really helping those high achievers, those driven personalities who we push ourselves to the point of burnout. And I have been there, as you heard in my bio. I come out of 18 years directly in the field of education, dealing with extreme stress, burning out a couple of times and having to figure it out all on my own. And so the last time I was let go, because things get kind of ugly in education, the higher up you get, the politics get really ugly, and I don't play. Someone just said, hey, if you start your business, we'll support you. And I was like, so what business do I start? And so I started this business as a speaker and a coach. I am a certified stress mechanic, and I have a precision nutrition level 1 stress, sleep, and recovery certification. And I focus on healthy habit formation. And that is my lovely dog right there, Scarlett, who is on the opposite side of the screen right now, curled up in her bed. And shortly, I am sure she will be snoring, but Zoom is really good about blocking out the background noise. So hopefully you don't hear that. She was also barking just before I got on, so we had to take care of that. So how your brain works. The reason habit formation is hard is because your brain's actually doing what it's supposed to do. Your brain's whole goal is to keep you safe and alive. It is trying to preserve and conserve your energy. So it's always scanning for danger, which means this is why it's really easy for you to spot all of the negative things in your surroundings. Just think about it. It's very easy to see negative. It's very easy to see bad. We have to work at finding positivity. We have to work at gratitude, because our brain scans for the danger. Our brain wants to keep us safe, and it resists large, unfamiliar changes because that requires lots of energy, and it's trying to conserve your energy. So you can kind of think about your brain as a security guard that's looking for threats. Your brain is constantly scanning for threats. So this is what it's supposed to do. This is why most New Year's resolutions fail, because most of the time when we make New Year's resolutions, we go drastic. Just think, you're like, all right, come January 1st, which is part of why I kind of don't do New Year's resolutions. I do goals. I do goal setting for myself at the beginning of the year. But if there's some change I want to make, I make it whenever I'm at that point ready to do it, not January 1st. But so many of us hit January 1st, we're like, all right, we kind of throw caution to the wind in December, November, October, and think that come January 1st, all right, I'm gonna be in the gym every day, an hour a day. I'm going to eat clean every single day. I'm going to do my breath work and journaling and gratitude and drink a gallon of water. And then, do you know what January 10th was? Does anyone know what January 10th was? You can put it in the chat if you know what it was. Let's see if I can see the chat from here. I can't see the chat while I'm sharing my screen. January 10th is known as, at least in the US, National Quitters Day. It is the second Friday of January. And it was when most people give up on their resolutions. Oh, hold on, maybe I can see the chat. I can. There, I found it. Yes, Carmen, you got it. So it is Quitters Day. That's when most people give up on their resolutions, and you find yourself on the couch in your sweats with the either the box of Oreos or the bag of Doritos or the pint of ice cream. And you've just kind of given up on everything. And I can say I've been with the best. I can pound those Oreos like anybody. But the whole reason that we end up there is because our brain is triggered into a stress response when we try to make that much change. And that's not good. Your brain doesn't like that. So you're in survival mode, and you can't think clearly in survival mode. You can't process and reason well in survival mode. Your brain and body are literally just trying to survive. And so you go back to basics, absolute basics. And your brain goes, let's bring everything back to homeostasis. This is what we know. This is what's safe. And so it tries to keep you at status quo and preserve your energy. And so that's why so many of us fail with our New Year's resolutions. Not cool, right? But there's another way. So let's talk about the power of small wins. We want to start small because small changes are manageable by our brain. Our brain goes, okay, I can handle that. That's a little change. That's not too far out of my realm, not too far out of my skill set. I can do that. Okay. It's like, okay, I can do that. And then success, when you do a small change successfully, that triggers dopamine. And dopamine is one of the happy chemicals. And your brain really, really likes dopamine. So your brain goes, yes, we like that. That felt good. And then it triggers you to repeat what you did. And so your brain's like, oh, I want to get another hit of dopamine. And so it kind of snowballs. And my background is education. We call this working in the zone of proximal development when we're working with a student. When we're teaching students and helping them develop new skills, we want to work within their challenge zone. That's another way to describe it, where it's beyond what they're comfortable with, but not so far out of their challenge zone that they give up on it. So we want to do that for ourselves. You know who is amazing at this? Video game programmers. Video games are designed to be within your zone of proximal development, your challenge zone, so that there's enough challenge that it keeps bringing you back to do more and more and more. And you get little bits of success and you get those dopamine hits and you want to repeat and keep playing and keep trying and keep learning until you beat the level. And then the challenge, every time you beat a level in a video game, what happens to the challenge level? It goes up a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. They're pros at this. Now, one of the facts that I meant to share with you earlier is that about 90% of what we do in a given day is habit or routine. And you're probably like, all right, you're probably as skeptical as I was the first time I heard this. Like, really? 90%, Naomi? Brushing your teeth. One, brushing your teeth is out of habit, right? Now, which side of your mouth do you brush first? Do you do top or bottom first? You don't even know. You don't know the order that you brush your teeth. But you know what? You do it the same every day. You brush it. Which hand do you brush your teeth with? Have you ever tried brushing your teeth with the other hand? It doesn't go so well. So brushing your teeth is habitual. Think about getting ready in the morning. Almost everything you do in your morning routine is habit. Driving to work, habit. Driving home from work, habit. Have you ever driven by your exit driving home because you forgot that you needed to stop somewhere else? I've done it so many times. Like, shoot, there goes my exit. And I joke, I'm like, I got to stop thinking when I'm driving because I miss my exit every time because I'm like thinking. So almost the majority of what we do is habit, and our brain loves that. Think about how you put your clothes on in the morning. Which arm goes first into your shirt? Which leg goes first into your pants? It's probably your dominant arm or leg, but we don't even think about it. You don't think about how to put your pants on. You don't think about how to put your shirt on. You don't think about how to brush your teeth. It's all habit. So when we choose to make small changes, our brain perceives that as something that's accomplishable. Oh, sorry. Doesn't want to change on me. There we go. Actually, I don't. Is that the one that I want? Yep. All right. I thought I had my slides in a slightly different order, but this works. So habit stacking for lasting change. What this does, and you've probably heard of it from Atomic Habits from James Clear, it's attaching a new habit to an existing habit to help, because what you're doing is you're bringing this new habit into an existing neural pathway. You're not having to create an entire new neural pathway because you already have an existing habit. So let's say you're wanting to drink more water. One of the ways you can do that is to drink a glass of water while your coffee brews. Well, setting up your coffee pot to brew is a habit, right? Well, attached to that habit, drinking a glass of water, you just set the glass of water or the glass in front of your coffee pot. So when you go to set up your coffee pot in the morning, you grab that glass, fill it up while the coffee brews, you're drinking your water. Fantastic, because you're hydrating your body ahead of the caffeine. So caffeine is not the first thing that hits your system. And you're attaching it to an existing habit. It uses those neural pathways that exist, and it reduces your cognitive load. Cognitive load is like, you know, like the weightlifting for your brain. Your brain's not having to lift as much if you're attaching it to something that exists, because you're using an existing rut rather than trying to lift a heavy load and create a new rut or a new pathway. Another one, you could do squats while you brush your teeth. That's adding some resistance training and movement to your day while you're doing a habit that exists. You can easily squat while you're brushing your teeth. Stretching while you're waiting for the microwave. That's another. Oftentimes we have some dead time when the microwave's running. You do squats, you could do push-ups, you could stretch. You're adding movement into something that already exists. But then we also can compound with that the power of rewards. So I told you, when we do small changes and we do them successfully, our brain goes, yay, we did it. And you get that hit of dopamine. And your brain then senses that feel-good chemical and goes, ooh, that felt really good. Let's do that again. Well, rewards can do that as well. Now, there are some intrinsic rewards with some of these things. We start to feel better as we drink more water. We start to have more energy as we move our bodies more or sleep more. So rewards, again, they activate that pleasure center of the brain, where your brain goes, ooh, that felt good. Let's do it again. And so your brain wants to repeat it. And so what you need to do, and I think you guys do this, a lot of what I'm talking about here is established in the systems that Nick and Jean-Luc have for you, is reward yourself all along the way. Don't wait until the end. Let's say you have a big weight loss goal, and that's fine. Have a big weight loss goal, but break it down into chunks so that you can reward yourself along the way. Because if you wait until the end, you can really get defeated along the way. Like, I'm never going to fit into that pair of pants that I have hanging on my door. I'm never going to be able to go on that trip that I want to give myself or I'm never going to be able to buy that bathing suit. And so you have a big reward for yourself at the end when you achieve that weight loss. But along the way, give yourself little rewards, and your brain goes, ooh, that felt good. Oh, that felt good. Let's do it again. So maybe every couple of pounds, every 5, every 10, whatever it is. And even Weight Watchers does this. And it doesn't have to be food related, and it doesn't have to be anything fancy. Weight Watchers gives you little trinkets. I don't know what they give now. They used to give little discs. They used to give little stars. Every 5 to 10 pounds, you earned a little tchotchke type of thing. Like whatever it was, but you're like, ooh, I will do just about anything for a prize, people. Like, just about anything. So one of the things that works really well for that is using habit trackers where you can check off. Checking off a box is a reward for yourself. And I love this because some of us were the kids who loved getting the stickers on our papers in elementary school. Get yourself the pack of star stickers that your teachers had in elementary school, and you give yourself stars every time you do the habit. It's so like your brain's like, oh, I get to put a star on the sheet. I get to put another sticker on. And it seems silly, but it's these little things that reward your brain and train it to keep doing what you're doing. And so, like, whatever it takes. And let me tell you, as a teacher, this was hilarious to me. So I used stickers with my kids. I taught high school folks, high school. I got my hands on scratch and sniff stickers. You would have thought I bought them the moon. They were over the moon for scratch and sniff stickers. It was hilarious. So even as grown-ups, little things like that, yes, the Weight Watchers points and prizes. Yeah, like prizes, stickers, it's little things. It's nothing expensive. And maybe periodically along the way, and I'm just going to use weight again, you do something a little bit bigger, a pedicure, a massage, a day out with friends, whatever it is, a new outfit. I do highly recommend along the way buying outfits and clothes, because if you're doing a large amount of weight, don't stay with the clothes that are all big and baggy until you get to where you want to be. Buy clothes along the way that fit you so you can feel good and look good, feel like you look good. That's so, so important. And buy yourself some really good workout clothes that you feel amazing in. Like maybe you start out in like the sweats and baggy t-shirt because that's all you feel comfortable showing up in. But as you get more comfortable, get yourself some really nice workout clothes. Like get the fancy sports bra, get the leggings, whatever it is that makes you feel amazing when you're working out, get yourself the clothes. Okay. And do it along the way. Do not wait until you get to the end to buy yourself some new clothes. Okay. You deserve to feel good in your clothes along the way. And wearing the big baggy ones is not doing it for you. So little treats, the power of rewards is absolutely amazing. And I can tell you it works. It works for adults. It works for kids. That's why kids have chore charts, right? That's why you set up chore charts, is so your kids can earn rewards. And also, this is another thing that is built in here with Nick and Jean-Luc, is the power of community. This is so, so important. This is really important in stress management. One of the most powerful pieces of stress management is the power of community, of having people around you on the journey who understand and who are walking it with you. So for me as a stress management coach, it can be just having me in your corner because I've walked that journey and I'm walking it with you and I understand what you're going through, but also having a larger community who's working on the same thing. That's why I do group coaching, is to bring in that community aspect of all of us are working on this together and we can understand each other's struggles. This also adds in the accountability. So, I do have my doctorate, and when I finished my doctorate, which like is super life consuming, like it takes over your life when you're working on your doctorate. I had a life after doctorate list of things that I wanted to do as I resumed normal life. And two of them. So one was to take dance lessons, like tap, ballet, jazz. I did that growing up. And the other was to try martial arts because I'd never tried it. And I thought it looked really cool. So at the time, I had both a dance studio and a martial arts studio 3 minutes from my house. I went to the martial arts studio first. I was like, I'll just go give it a try. I never left. So there are a couple of reasons that I chose to do martial arts. One is just I went and I fell in love, and so I never continued with the dance. Although I love dance as well. And martial arts is like dance; it's just violent. That's all. But one of the pieces that was so important to me was that there is community there. So I needed a place to move my body and get physical activity and have accountability. There are people that expect me to show up there. Plus, I also had the accountability of I have to earn my rank. Like, I don't get my rank just by paying my dues. Like, I have to show up. I have to know my skills. I have to be able to deliver them. I have to practice and grow. And so I have accountability there. There are people that are expecting me to show up. And I knew Thursday night when I came down with whatever this is, I was texting my sensei to be like, hey, I won't be there tonight, because I knew they were expecting to see me and to say, I am so sick. I've been on the couch all day. I will not be there. So that community piece is so important because it gives you this added accountability, which is what you have here. You have this added level of community and accountability and support to be able to say, hey, I'm really struggling with X, Y, and Z. Can you help me out? Do you have any suggestions? Do you have any recommendations? And I was watching it in the chat as we were getting started as well. That community, that support. And our brain craves connection. It wants to be connected. And so when we have community, it makes change more enjoyable. Let me tell you, there are times when we do certain things in martial arts that it's really hard. There are things that I can now do that I never thought would be possible for me. But when you do it in community, it becomes so much more enjoyable. And let me tell you, yes, martial arts, we're learning to do violence in order to protect ourselves should the time ever arise. That's the purpose, not for any other reason. I go in there and we practice this stuff on each other and we laugh so hard. You walk in there on any given night and you will see bodies flying and hitting the floor and all kinds of stuff. And you will hear every single one of us laughing. Laughter makes things more enjoyable and it makes your brain want to do them. So doing hard things in an enjoyable way makes your brain want to do them. And community helps with that. So let's look at some practical small changes. Some of this you're already working on. Well, let's talk about sleep. I talk about sleep as the most important and foundational habit. Everything else hinges on sleep. If you're not getting enough sleep, you struggle mentally, emotionally, physically, you struggle to lose weight. It's connected with your hormones. It's all connected. Now, we know based on studies, we should be getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. Most people are not getting anywhere near that amount of sleep. And we're finding that that study was done on men and that women actually need more than 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. So women, if you're like, I don't know what it is, but I need more sleep than my partner. It's not just in your head. You really do need more sleep than your partner if you have a male partner. So what I always recommend, I call it my 2-minute rule. Rather than asking you to just jump right to 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night, that your brain goes, no, thank you. No way. I cannot do that. Now, if you're getting 4, 5, 6 hours of sleep a night, and a lot of times people will push back on this, be like, I'm doing fine on 6 hours of sleep a night. I'm doing fine on 4, 5 hours of sleep a night. You are surviving. You are not thriving. You are not excelling. A 1 hour difference in sleep, 1 hour. A 1 hour difference in sleep is equal to, I believe, one standard deviation decrease in your IQ. That's significant in the difference it has on your ability to think clearly. So look at what time you went to bed last night. Let's say you went to bed at midnight and you got up at 5 a.m., 5 hours of sleep. Could you go to bed 2 minutes earlier? Well, your brain goes, yeah, 2 minutes, of course. I can go to bed 2 minutes earlier. That's within your challenge zone. So then you do it and you have success. Your brain goes, hey, let's do it again. So you go to bed that 2 minutes earlier, 11:58 for the rest of the week. And you keep getting this dopamine hit because you're like, hey, I did it. I was successful. Then next week you go to bed 2 minutes earlier. And the next week, 2 minutes earlier. And the next week, 2 minutes earlier. Before you know it, you're getting an extra half hour of sleep you weren't getting before without making much change. Now, there's a lot more that I go into on sleep with my clients about quality of sleep, bedtime routine, morning routine, all of that. But this just starts getting you into bed. Yeah, that's why I don't. Yeah, the question is, what if you make yourself stay in bed longer but aren't asleep? That's why I just go with the 2 minutes. I don't recommend that you try to lay in bed awake for a long period of time. And actually, the recommendation is if you wake up and you can't go back to sleep, to get up and do something soothing and calming until you can fall back to sleep so that your body associates your bed with sleep only. Well, sleep and what you do in your bedroom. But that's why only 2 minutes. It's not going to bed 2 hours earlier to take you from 5 to 7 hours. And you're just laying there because your brain's going to be like, no, we're not sleeping. And you can count thousands and thousands of sheep if you want, but we're not sleeping. So 2 minutes earlier is within that range where your body and brain are like, okay, we can sleep. So you do the 2 minutes, you have gained a half hour of sleep, and you're going to start to notice changes in your mental clarity and brain function, word recall, the ability to walk into a room and actually remember why you walked into the room. You'll notice a difference in your energy slump in the afternoon. You might start to notice a change in your weight. And so small changes can be very powerful. Let's look at nutrition. So I know nutrition is one of the things that you focus on. I go very basic when I'm working with my clients on nutrition, and let's focus on getting, I do not ascribe to the elimination of things when I'm talking about nutrition. I ascribe to the addition of the right things, because as we add the right things to our diets, the fun foods slide to their appropriate place of prominence at the edges of our diet. It's okay to have those things occasionally, but they should be occasional. So as we eat more of the right things, those things slide to their proper place of prominence. So when I talk with my clients about, let's add some more veggies to your diet, let's add one more serving of veggies a day. You know, the easiest place to add a serving of veggies to your diet, because most of us don't eat veggies at this meal, breakfast. If you add one serving of veggies to breakfast, you're starting your day off ahead. You've already got a serving of veggies in. And a lot of people aren't eating veggies at breakfast. Now you may be like, oh my goodness, how am I going to put veggies at breakfast? How about an egg scramble with bell peppers and onions? How about an omelet with spinach and mushrooms? How about just a handful of grape tomatoes with whatever you're having for breakfast? Or some sliced up cucumbers. It doesn't have to be anything complicated. And I was the girl that did not eat veggies at breakfast. Now I'm the girl that's like, where's my veggies? Wait, I need my veggies at breakfast. That's one of the easiest places to get more veggies into your diet. And then also protein. We know that most of us do not eat nearly enough protein in our diet. So one of the easiest ways to change that, just eat more protein of what you're already having. That's the simplest way to do it. Like if you're having, because we know most of us are not eating anywhere near enough protein. So it's not anything about having to have fancy protein powders or anything like that. If you're having a serving of chicken breast, have a serving and a half that adds you an extra half serving of protein in your day. And you didn't have to really change anything. You just ate a bigger serving. It doesn't have to be complicated. And like I said, you can tie it to what you're already doing. Oh, that's interesting. Adding arugula on top of your oatmeal. You know what I have done with oatmeal is shredded zucchini in your oatmeal. That cooks up very nicely with your oatmeal. That's another way to add veggies to your breakfast. The first time I did it, my dietitian had me do it. I was like, I don't know about this. However, I love zucchini bread and zucchini cake. So I was like, all right, I will give it a try because I love those. And it's kind of like having zucchini bread for breakfast. So love that. You can actually add your veggies to your oatmeal. Movement. One of the ways that you can add movement, again, we're going small. We're starting off. What if you were to walk while you eat your lunch? Just grab your lunch and go for a walk. Now, I don't live in Canada, but I do live in the northern United States and it is cold outside. So what I used to do in the building I used to work in, I worked in a huge high school. I would walk the hallways and all of the wings and then come all the way back to my office. So just grab your lunch and go for a walk. You can walk inside your building if it's cold and snowy outside. Or even if it is cold and snowy outside, it is good to get outside, get fresh air, get sunshine on your skin of some sort, because we are very deficient in vitamin D this time of year around here. But that fresh air will freshen your spirits, your mood, your energy, and movement boosts your energy. So a great way to get a little more movement is to just add it to your lunch and walk while you eat, which is also really, really good for your digestion. I might add that as well. Another way is put on your favorite song and dance it out. Have a dance party. Have a dance party in your kitchen with your dogs, your kids, your cats. Have a dance party. And that can give you a good amount of movement, a good boost in energy, and a boost in your mood. So adding movement to your day doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to involve putting on running shoes. It doesn't have to involve putting on workout clothes. You can just have a dance party. You can dance it out in the middle of your living room. Have fun with it and find ways to move that you absolutely love. Okay. I work out from home and I used to run. I don't run anymore. I love weights and resistance training. Part of that is because it's so good for my joints and good for my hormones. And that's something that I'm really working on, is rebalancing my hormones, because they're not where they should be, which meant I wasn't feeling like I should. And I don't like that. So, weightlifting is fantastic for that. Resistance training is fantastic for that, but find something you enjoy. Movement doesn't have to be an arduous workout. It can be a walk. It can be a hike. It can be swimming. It can be kayaking, canoeing, mountain climbing, rock climbing, gardening, stair climbing. It can be taking a dance class. It can be taking a yoga class. It can be doing martial arts. It can be whatever form of movement you enjoy. It can be playing pickleball, whatever you enjoy and will get you. It can be taking fencing. Find something you love and will stay consistent with. Hydration. How about practical steps for drinking more water? I have a couple on this. One, find a water bottle that you love. I absolutely love this one. And they don't have to be expensive. You don't have to have the name brand ones that cost you 50, 60 bucks a pop. This one was like 16 bucks at like TJ Maxx. Go to Walmart, Target, TJ Maxx, discount stores, and find a water bottle that you love. And I will tell you, Simple Modern is one of the best knockoff brands you will find. They have a knockoff Stanley that, when tested head to head with Stanley, actually performed better than the Stanley. So find a water bottle you love. Now we're going to attach rewards to this. Figure out how many ounces is in here. and figure out how many ounces you need to drink. Yes, my expensive water bottles were given to me. I didn't buy them. I have a Yeti and I don't have a Stanley. I have a Yeti and I had a Brewmate. They were given to me. Figure out how many ounces this is and how many ounces you need. So your goal should be half your body weight in ounces of water, plus I believe it's 12 ounces per 30 minutes of working out. So let's just say you don't work out and you weigh 100 pounds. We're going with a tiny person. 50 ounces of water a day. How many times do you need to fill this to hit your goal? And then find hair bands. Ladies, we have them everywhere. You put that number of hair bands onto your bottle. This makes tracking so easy, and it's a natural reward. Every time you need finish your water bottle and go to refill it, you pop one of these off, and when they're gone, you've hit your goal, and you didn't have to track it anywhere or try to remember how many times you drank your water bottle. I already mentioned another way to do this to add more water to your day without really having to make any big changes is put a water glass in front of your coffee pot and drink that water before you drink your coffee while your coffee brews. And there you go. You've got 8 ounces of water or more to start your day, and you're starting your day rehydrating your body, which you need when you wake up because you've gone 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours without drinking anything. And park farther away. That's another easy way to add some more movement to your day. Park farther away. Pick the far away parking spots rather than the close ones. And you know what? Nobody's competing for those spots, so it's easy to park and you don't have to worry. Like, well, now you're competing with snowbanks in that area, right? But park farther away. So now you get to create your own action plan. What is one? Notice I said one habit that you want to add. And again, this is what I do with my clients. I say, choose one. We're not working on 100 habits. We're working on one. Choose one habit for yourself, one small change that you want to make today. Commit to a week of it, whether it's the water, the movement, nutrition, whatever it is. Commit to a week of it. Tell somebody. And actually, I'm going to challenge you right now. Put it in the chat. What is one change you are committing to that is going to improve your health that you are committing to for this week? And mind you, I'm a teacher by training. I can wait. The silence doesn't bother me. All right, how much water, Devin? Good. Good. Nice, Devin. Seeing water goals, drinking water before coffee, more sleep. All right. Oh, you're not going straight to 7 to 9 hours of sleep, though. How much sleep are you adding this week? We're going to be specific. I didn't talk about that, but you do have to be specific. Nice. And Robin, I like that. You set yourself an attainable goal of 2 times this week. You didn't say you're going to do it every day this week. You said 2 times. That's fabulous. Because when you hit that success, you'll be like, all right, I can do that again. You set yourself an attainable goal with room to wiggle. I love that. Love these goals. These are fantastic. So now you also need to think about how are you going to reward yourself when you do that. Add more protein at breakfast. Ideas for adding protein at breakfast. Yogurt, cottage cheese, eggs, egg whites, turkey bacon, sausage, ham. You could use protein powder if you have a good one. Kinds of ways to add great protein to your breakfast. Did I hear Nick or Jean-Luc?
Yeah, I said chickpeas. Chickpeas have a lot of protein in them. Great way to add protein to your breakfast. Add chickpeas to your eggs. Like honestly, like why not? In your omelet. Delish.
Make it a hummus.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. Hummus was great with breakfast. Yeah. Yep. They're awesome.
I love instead of avocado toast.
Yeah, hummus toast. I've done that, and it's really, really good.
It's good.
Yeah. Yep. And you can throw an egg on top of that.
Mhm.
Fabulous way to do that. So celebrate your wins. And sometimes celebrating your wins is just coming in here and sharing and saying, hey, this is what I accomplished this week. That's a celebration. That's a reward, because if you're like, yeah, good job, the people in here will celebrate you. So make sure to share your wins. Don't keep them to yourself. Share that you hit your goal of 2 veggies this week, or you hit your goal of going to bed 5 minutes earlier, or you hit your goal of, oh, dark chocolate hummus. Oh my goodness. That on strawberries, it's like having frosting. I feel like I was very hesitant to try chocolate hummus until a friend made it. And now it's dangerous. It's so dangerous. Black beans to diced tomato. Oh, that sounds really good. Adding black beans and diced tomatoes to your eggs. Nice. I like it. These are great. I love your goals. So I have a couple of things for you. So grab your phones. I have 2 freebies for you. So the first one is my 5 foundations to fight stress. It's my free PDF for you. Go ahead and download it. It will send you an email, and then it will send it to you. So if you don't see it right away, don't worry, it's coming. I am trying to streamline that, but at the moment, that's the way it's set up. So you'll get an email and then it'll come in an email to you. So no worries, it is coming. And then, so that's your free download. My recommendation on this. So it takes you through my 5 foundations: movement, nutrition, hydration, sleep, and mindset. It gives you tips in each one of those areas. Just like I said tonight, pick one area and one habit. Do not try to do everything at once, because you'll get the January resolution quitter's day. Okay. We don't want quitter's day. We want winner's days. Okay. We want those continual wins, because as you start small and work with your brain, you will build momentum and you will keep going, and it will grow and it will snowball. The other freebie for you is to book a 30-minute one-on-one call with me to assess your stress and what you can do to improve that. So I'd love to get on a call with you and just see where you are right now and where you could be in 6 months. And maybe you think you are doing pretty good. Awesome. How do we keep you there? How do we prevent you from going into burnout? Because I would much rather work with people, not that I don't want to work with people who are burnt out, but I would much rather be able to prevent burnout than to have to see people at their absolute worst, which, I mean, it is very fulfilling to help people get out of that and see them come back to themselves. But it breaks my heart to see people there, because I've been there and I know how hard it is and how lonely it is when you're in burnout. So set up a call with me. It's on Zoom. It's a 30-minute call, and we'll look at what we can do to support you so that you either stay where you are or improve where you are. And you can find me. Oh, my mouse is not cooperating. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram. I at Naomi Hall Fit Educator. And my email, if you have questions, please feel free to reach out, naomi@nrhdynamic.com. And I am also on YouTube as the recovering educator, and you'll find numerous videos on there. Or if you just search me by name, you'll find me on there too. I forget how searchable I am on YouTube. I've been on numerous podcasts, so I'm on there for other people's podcasts as well. So thank you.
Oh, wow, Naomi, that was awesome. That was just so fantastic. You know what I mean? One of the things that we love hearing is when what we're actually doing and encouraging people to do, other people do it.
So
there is success behind behind our madness. There is success.
When we talked about at the beginning of Kickstart, finding 10 commitments, and some of you came and said, I'm going to do this 7 days a week. And we said, no, maybe do 2 days a week.
Maybe do it once a week.
When we told you guys every Sunday to revisit your commitments, to readjust them, to maybe reduce them, so you're not doing something too major. Same thing. all the diamond status. You guys submitting your trackers every day, so you're tracking,
Of course.
and that you possibly could win some prizes at the end when you're doing Kickstart. All of these things are exactly what Naomi talked about today.
Which is fabulous.
Yeah.
And there's a few things that actually stood out to me, even. I love the idea of this whole habit stacking. We don't talk about habit stacking enough. We think that one habit can only be done and then another habit can be done. But this whole water thing, what is one of my commitments? One of my commitments, Naomi, is my entire Yeti that's might have been filled the night before because I usually fill it at night. It's on my bedside. I don't usually wake up in the middle of the night to drink it, but the next morning before I have my coffee, I have to finish that Yeti. I'm not
Yep.
allowed to have my first mug of coffee until my entire Yeti is gone. And after that, I can have my coffee. So those are little tiny things that now, if I don't have my Yeti, I'm like, oh my God, I haven't had my Yeti. I want my coffee though, but I better.
And another thing that Naomi talked about was about elimination, removing everything. What we do, we've talked to you guys about this. We don't eliminate things. We just reduce them or have them outside of the home. So
Mhm.
for example, this weekend at Bougie Mama, we had some Di Serono. At home, it's not allowed. You're not allowed to drink or have alcohol at home right now because that's one of the limits we set for ourselves.
Yeah,
But again,
the
we didn't
boundary.
we didn't eliminate everything because we know that elimination leads to deprivation, which leads to binging and overdoing it when you get it back. So again, I saw in chat someone said cutting out bread this week. Maybe not cutting out bread entirely this week. Maybe saying this week I will have bread only at X number of meals, so that you're still having your bread, but it's not at 7 meals throughout the entire week. So that's the things you have to think about. Remember, small things. And I love what she said about the 2 minutes less
Oh, we love
each
that.
day of sleeping, because that's
Lord.
what we're trying to teach you guys with your commitments. We're trying to teach you guys to reduce your commitments to the smallest denominator. We told you put 5 minutes of walking every day, not an hour, because maybe not every day you can do an hour of walking, but you can do 5 minutes every day. And that's why we're telling you guys, that's why the foundation of commitments is small, achievable things that you can do each and every day.
And another thing that I love that you said, and I think we don't use this often, is you didn't call junk food junk food. You called it the fun foods.
Yep.
Doesn't it change your whole perspective on what junk food and fun food is? Yeah, because fun foods, having your chips, having your candy that you might want to indulge in a little bit. But by calling it fun food, you're not making yourself feel guilty about it because as soon as you go, oh, I had a junk food day or I had,
A cheat
a
day.
cheat day, that guilt comes into play. And that guilt is
Or I
real.
was off today. I was
I
off
fell off
track.
track,
I fell
right?
off. These are all negative. You're never off. We told you that last week. When you're off is when you're 6 feet underground. You're always on the track. It could be you're on a detour on the track, but you're always on a track because you're living your life. So you're never off of it.
And
I
there's
think I
one,
learned from you guys the indulgence day. It's not a cheat day,
it's
it's
not
an
a cheat
Yes.
day.
indulgence day. And I was like,
Yeah.
I love that.
Because there's nothing wrong with indulging. You have to indulge from time to time.
Yeah.
And you made me think of something actually, Naomi, while you were talking. I don't know if you've ever, some people might follow her still. She's on Instagram. Her name is Stephanie, but she also goes by Holy Crap, I'm Fat. Okay. Love her to pieces. She's been on a weight loss journey forever. She's done everything you can imagine. But I remember this one point. I think she was on WW at the time. And she's like, you know what, guys? This is my new thing. I went to the store the other day
There's
and there were
jeans on
5
sale.
pairs of jeans. They were all the same, but they were different sizes.
On sale.
And she bought them all because they were on sale. And she goes, there was a bigger size, a smaller size, a smaller size.
You bought 40, 38, 36, 34, 32.
And she kept trying them on, like until she was like, oh, wow, these ones don't fit me yet, but these ones are now. And it was such a cool thing to see. She was not giving herself this idea of that I can't make it to this weight, but was giving herself the idea that look at the gradual changes that I can make and the small changes I can make to make me feel good about the clothes that I need to be wearing right now. Because, like Naomi said, not shopping for clothes until you reach that goal can be defeatist in the sense it will defeat you because you will always feel schlubby and you will always feel, well, nothing fits me right. Well, yeah, nothing fits you right.
And it's the whole
And make yourself feel good because when your clothes feels good, you feel good about yourself.
It's also this whole game aspect thing that she was saying about how you're playing a game. If you're playing, Super Mario Brothers, and you started and all you did was play for 16 days with no successes, no things given to you, no level finishing, you wouldn't play. And if you treat your weight loss or wellness journey the same way, you won't play. You won't want to keep going, because if you're not creating yourself some rewards along the way or some things to celebrate yourself and what you're trying to achieve, you will give up on yourself.
Can I just
Definitely.
say something on that close piece? Because this is going to be such, I know it's a challenge for men as well, but especially for women,
Yes.
is seeing yourself as you actually are along the journey.
Mhm.
If you stay in the original clothes that are too big for you, it's going to make it even harder for you to see the changes that you've made. And we have in our head what we looked like at the original weight and kind of the fat image of ourselves. As you get clothes, and there go the balloons, as you celebrate and get clothes for losing weight, you start to see yourself as you are and as other people
Yes.
see you. Staying in those larger clothes, which can be very challenging because a lot of us don't want to be seen. It's a way of hiding. Gradually work yourself into it. And one of my challenges to you with body image, because I have certain parts of my body I really don't like. And I'm not going to tell you I love those parts of my body because my brain knows that's not true. So what I do is I focus on the parts of my body I love while I work on the parts that I don't like. And so for me, it's my arms, because like my arms tone up really fast and I love my arms. I have strong toned arms. I love my curly hair, which you can't really tell tonight because it's in a braid. But I focus on the pieces of me that I love. So as you make that journey, get the clothes and focus on the parts of you that you're starting to love, where you're seeing the changes come in while you work on the pieces that you really don't like right now.
Oh, thank you so much, Naomi. We can't thank you enough for being here and being such an amazing guest, an amazing speaker, providing this community. Because again, like you said earlier, community is one of the strongest things ever.
I also want to tap ourselves on the back before you keep going. I want you to keep thanking her, but a doctor came on today and said what we're doing with Kickstart is correct. So I feel kind of good right now. So now keep continuing. I know you want to say that too.
And I do also want to thank you for your 2 freebies. Like, how generous of you to offer your time to our community, and
Yeah.
especially this 30-minute. Like, honestly, everybody, we were not expecting that from Naomi at all. So thank you for doing that. A lot of the people I'm sure will be reaching out, because it's always great to know what you can do, and have a different sounding board, right? Talk to somebody else who doesn't really know you in the same way like we know you, or your accountability buddy knows you, because you're getting
Or
a
your
fresh
family.
perspective, a different perspective, different lens. So we can't thank you enough. Like, this was amazing, and hopefully you'll come back.
Oh, absolutely. I would love to. Love to.
Awesome. So thank you so much for joining us, everyone, this evening. We're going to end the live feed. For those of you in Zoom, you can stick around for a bit. We're not going to stay long tonight because we are exhausted.
Guest is in the lobby right now.
Yes. And so we will end the live feed, and we'll see you tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. We're having Joanne Di Domenico coming to talk about. I just had it earlier. I'm just saying I lost my page.
It's not on here.
I removed it. She's talking about 10 tips for building healthy habits that stick. So that's coming up tomorrow night at 7. And on Tuesday, we have Angel Trusky coming talking about positivity. It's in all of us. So that's coming up this week. And then Thursday, he's making me chicken parm and Alfredo with cauliflower.
Thank God I didn't have it. I didn't eat the cauliflower today.
No, thank God. Yum. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks again, Naomi. She's awesome. She's